Everyone's good. No, it wasn't. But we'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, for now, hello and welcome back.
Hi there.
To the second part of episode 5 of our weekly independent film show, Film Focus. I'm Fred Black.
I'm Anthony Squire.
And this week we're talking about 2 more films and 5 more trailers that we've had a look at this week.
Yep.
So we get started.
The first film is Warrior.
Oh yeah, Warrior.
What's that? Oh yeah.
It's just it's an interesting little film. I mean, I was half expecting to not like this film.
Well, I thought it was going to be
the amount of rave reviews it got, mainly because we've had the thing of rave reviews in films and
natural rebellion against it.
Well, yes. I mean, we liked Kill List last week. That got rave reviews, and you know, there are a couple of films that we've had a look at that, you know, we do think deserve the hype. Some of which mainly don't.
Yeah.
A lot of which that don't. Bridesmaids being one of them, but
we've gone down that road before
many times before. But yes, Warrior is a kind of fighting movie essentially.
The youngest son of a former alcoholic returns home, and his dad trains him up to enter a martial arts contest?
Yeah,
mixed martial arts contest.
It's essentially UFC kind of thing, Ultimate Fighting Championship.
But his older brother also enters the same contest. It's got
his older brother enters the contest to
because he needs money for his
to for his mortgage and to bail him out of bankruptcy essentially.
Yeah.
And it's very, very emotional, but in all the right ways, I think.
Yeah. It's very slow paced to begin with. About 38 to 40 minutes into it, suddenly the pace speeds up.
Well, that's because they get to the fighting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have to set up the characters, and I think taking time to set up your characters and all the reasons why they are the way they are is pretty good.
What, you think they thought?
Too
much time on it?
No, I don't think they spent too much time on it. I think they spent enough time on it. I mean, any longer, and you would have think, all right, okay, get on with it. And I was starting to wane a little bit, with them all doing the family dynamic and everything. I was just like, okay, can we get somewhere now? Oh look, fighting! Yay!
I liked it. It's like the director knew when to stop. That's enough emotion, enough setting up a family background.
Yeah, just get on with the actual film. Yeah. And the fighting scenes, we've got to point out the fighting scenes because they are really good. They're brutal, absolutely brutal. I have never seen any like UFC type competitions before. God damn it, they are really, really tough things. And it's essentially, and they always have this has been compared to like Rocky films, like it's all the Rocky films rolled into one, was a quote I kept reading.
Yeah, I kept reading similar quotes to that. It's different to Rocky. Rocky 3 and 4, obviously, they were the best Rocky films.
Mr. T.
Number 4, I've said it before, he trains in the barn and Dolph Lundgren uses some high-tech equipment. That's Rocky 4. This film is different to the Rocky films. It's lots of emotional, not baggage, lots of emotional elements in there.
I love that. There's someone going on, I've got some baggage.
It spent just enough time setting up each character, and by the time, the director knew when to stop, and after about 38, 40 minutes it does bring into the fighting scenes, but at the same time the story keeps going at a good pace, good background music, you've got good actors in there, Nick Nolte, Tom Hardy, Joel Edgerton.
And Tom Hardy is going to be, he already is, Bane in the new Dark Knight film, and I'm really pumped for the Dark Knight because I'd never really heard of Tom Hardy before this film and then the Dark Knight. So given the performance he gives in this, I'm really psyched up for The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, the thing I'm a little unsure about is, for the Dark Knight Rises, I think a lot of people said Tom Hardy, his voice is very muffled, which I ignored. And when I watched this film, his voice was a little muffly in it, so I can see where they're coming from. Obviously, I haven't seen The Dark Knight Rises.
I wish I had. I wish I could already. Just go and see it now. But no, I'm very excited for it, to be honest. And this film definitely showcases how much emotional range he has as an actor, definitely, which sounds like a pretty pretentious thing to say, but it's pretty true.
No,
isn't
it's
it?
pretty true. The film flowed well.
Yeah,
you know, good pace, good background music, good story, good actors. I'd recommend getting this film.
Well, maybe not buying, but definitely
not buying
definitely
it. I'd recommend renting it.
Yeah, because it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, is it? But no. As a sleeper hit that's come out, it's come out pretty much nowhere. This film, it just kind of popped up on the edge of on the edge of the cinema, and everyone went, "Wow, this is amazing!"
Exactly, it skipped all the pre-hype.
Yeah, it skipped all the pre-hype, and sometimes films that don't have that pre-hype come out just and blow everyone away. I mean, there's that new film that's come out, Chronicle. Have you seen posters?
I've seen trailers for it. I would like to see that.
And that's come out of nowhere, and is all the reviews for it are like massively hyped up, and are like, this film, you must see this film this year.
Yeah.
And it's like it could be good, but a film comes out of nowhere like that and gets a load of hype. You're kind of not too sure.
I mean, we've said it before. I prefer the less hyped films because they are more proper real films,
and you have more of an opportunity to form
your
own opinion. Yeah.
It's not just you must think this,
yes.
You must think that. And this scene was brilliant, the greatest scene in cinema history. And you watch that scene, you think, no, it wasn't.
I mean, everyone. Well, I don't want to start mentioning those films again. No.
Moving on.
Yeah. What did you give Warrior?
I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I thought it was a genuinely good film.
And I gave it a 7 because I thought it was actually very good, but not as like world class as everyone says it was.
No, it wasn't world class, but it didn't. I'm just repeating what we've said. So.
Yeah, well, we have a habit of doing that. It's all good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least we liked it, and we're not having a huge week of films that are utterly shit.
Yeah, for once we get a good film to watch.
Yeah, we got at least 2 good films this week. We got Kill List and the other one, so that was decent. Mind you, Abduction, the less said about the better.
Yeah. If you want to see those reviews, watch the previous episodes.
Yeah, and you can see us slating Abduction a lot.
I'm not slating it, but anyway, moving on.
But Warrior, it's very slow to start, but ultimately it's thrilling. It's
a good film.
Very engaging, very gripping, and the way the whole ending, the whole build up of music and everything, the whole build up of everything, and then it drew me in. It drew me in, and I definitely wanted more of it.
I liked the ending of it. It didn't.
No, it didn't deal with all the.
It didn't deal with all. It didn't
deal with the.
It didn't go down and make a happy ending. It just ended. Well, not you know what I mean.
It was happy in a way, but it left it all kind of open. I mean, it's not like it left it open for a sequel. There's no way there could be a sequel for this.
No, I'd be really gobsmacked if there was a sequel to this, actually.
But it's one of those things that just leaves it open just for interpretation of how they go on from it.
Yeah.
Which is really good, and I'm actually quite excited about that film, and I'm very glad I watched it. I'm glad I watched a film.
Which is kind of like you have to watch them.
Well,
I mean, obviously you do to give reviews, but
the one thing that pisses me off more than anything is people people judging a film before they've seen it, or judging music or films or books before they've actually.
Well, I think this and blah 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 blah. Why? Because I do.
Yeah, because I do. It's my opinion. Have you seen the film? No. Does it matter? Yes, it does actually.
But I read this about it beforehand.
Yeah, I read this guy's opinion. Now that is my opinion. No, it's not. Oh dear. Anyway, we'll move on to our trailers. For this one, which starts off with a little one-take horror film called Silent House.
Silent House.
Which
it looks like
which is one of those
average horrors, but it's supposed to be filmed as if it was just, the cameraman said go, and didn't stop.
Which is essentially theatre.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's essentially theatre, or
that Hitchcock film I mentioned a couple of episodes ago, Rope.
Yeah, Rope, and the continuity in it is just perfect. You said, wasn't it? And this,
I don't know if this continuity will be as good as Rope, but I'm curious about it because...
From that quote, because there was a quote that came up in the trailer that said, the one-take system. So I'm not sure if they've actually done it in one take or if they've kind of conveniently cut it. They conveniently shot it so that it blacks out at certain points so that you could say, oh yeah, that's a cut. And, you just film it. Or if they've done something like that, I mean... That's how they do it with most found footage horror films, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I watch it. I mean, one thing, like I said before about Rope, I loved is that it gets dark in the film. Everything just flowed really well.
But this could go really well. I mean, it looks to have a bit more jumpy scares than I would like.
I mean,
yeah, but it's
as per usual, you've got your house in the middle of nowhere, which for some reason 2 people want to go and stay in. Please, you're just asking for horror.
Oh no, it only seems to focus on one of them. It's only one of them for the entire film because as you watch the trailer, it doesn't spoil. It's not really spoiling anything if it's a trailer out there for.
No.
Because one of the people seems to meet an unfortunate end very early in the film. It seems, but these things happen. You're in a horror movie. These things have got to happen. Someone has to die.
Yeah.
But yes, it's gotta be you. It's gonna have to be you. And then, Silent House, maybe not so... I don't know, it could be interesting, but the one-take thing seems a bit phony.
I want to see it just on this whole one-take process. I want to see how genuine it actually is as being a one-take process. So I'm just getting really picky now. I'm thinking of continuity and...
Yeah, exactly, because if you want to do it as if, everything is where it was... everything stays where it is once you knock a lamp over and then the next shot the lamp will be on a different shelf or something.
I love those scenes where a lamp will get knocked over, the next shot it's smashed on the floor, the next shot it's suddenly back up, and the next shot it's back smashed on the floor again.
It's just horrible, isn't it? I'm sure these things just go unnoticed because people don't really care that much.
I think they do get noticed a lot more than...
But even so. Anyway, we'll move on to our next trailer, which is The Kid with a Bike, which is a little foreign film.
It's basically some French kid. His parents split up, and him dealing with it because was that guy meant to be his dad in the trailer?
Yeah, he talks to this guy who owns a restaurant, and he says I don't want anything to do with you. Essentially, it's go stay with your mum, or stay with this woman. Not sure if this woman is actually his mum. Or if
they didn't make it clear.
They didn't make it clear.
I wasn't sure if that guy was meant to be his dad or someone who he really looked up to.
No, it was meant to, because they have that bit in the trailer where he's just he can go. He has you. He's got you to look after him, but he needs his dad, and obviously referring to him as being his dad. That's what I thought it was anyway. So
yeah, probably right.
Probably. No, you can give me that much confidence there, Anthony. That's very nice. Yes, but I don't know if it was... I don't know if it's going to be actually a good film. I mean, it looks just to be... films focusing on a child actor can sometimes just fall flat.
To me, it just looks like another emotional... some kid, his parents splitting up, how he deals with it.
Well, he seems to deal with it in some pretty bizarre ways.
Yeah, hit or miss, I don't know. But,
yeah. Well, I think this next one's going to be a definite hit for you. This is Safe with Jason Statham.
Well, yeah. Remember Killer Elite?
We do remember Killer Elite. It was a pretty dull film, but could he redeem himself?
I think he could. The trailer looked... Wow, you know how misleading trailers can be.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
But this did look action-packed and,
basically some Chinese girl... She memorises a bank code, hence the film being called Safe, and everyone's after her, basically, to get the code. The police, the mafia...
Every single gang you can think of.
Gang. And, of course, Jason Statham back in there. Jason, please redeem yourself in this film.
Oh, well, unless they make Transporter 4... Which will happen sometime. I really want it to happen.
I'm waiting for Crank 3. But
is that actually happening? You keep mentioning it. I don't know if it's actually happening, or if it's just a dream in your head.
Yes, comrade, I made it up. I've read so much stuff. I remember the original idea for Crank 3, they're going to make it 3D, but no.
Oh God, no! Please don't do that. Please don't do 3D.
I don't know how they can top number 2. To be honest, I mean, Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Crank films.
But the next one, 7,500 or 7,500 if you're over in here, Britain.
This is basically, instead of a horror being set in a house, I love the trailer. They thought it was going to be just another flight.
Yeah,
and then the flight number, the plane takes off and some dickheads, I'll leave my iPad on. Yeah. And then suddenly the plane is possessed.
Yeah. Probably not because of that guy. I don't think it's because of that guy. An evil spirit travels through his iPad into the plane.
How dare you switch me off?
Fuck you, Japanese guy! You and your technology.
No, it's basically just horror but set on an airplane.
But the thing that sold me about this film, it says it's from the director of The Grudge, and it's the Japanese version of The Grudge as well, which is the proper... That's the terrifying version. I remember watching The Grudge with my dad the first time we watched it, and it was one of the most terrifying experiences I've had watching a film. It was just absolutely horrifying, really.
I have to wait and see.
Yeah. But hopefully this film kind of gets the same kind of mood. I mean, in a confined space as an aeroplane, you've got limited opportunity for scares, I guess.
Well, I got anything for snakes on a plane now, but
well, yes, I don't think the spirit is going to come out of a toilet.
Get off my dick!
No, that's one of the most ridiculous sequences in that movie. I mean, that's just horrible.
Snakes on a Plane was brilliant, but everything good that happened in that film, something bad happened immediately afterwards. And Samuel L. Jackson's classic line, but
oh, the classic line. We can't forget the classic line. But we will forget the classic line and move on to the final trailer, which is a very kind of mysterious little film called Bullhead.
Yeah, this trailer was good. There was no dialogue in it. It was just background music. Background music. You see some really built up early 20s,
muscular guy,
early 20s guy, and I think this is only my interpretation of it. He's having flashbacks to being bullied as a child. The background music was good. It didn't give anything away. I'm genuinely curious about this film. I'd like to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, it's got like Oscar nods and everything as best foreign film, but we have no clue what it's about because we don't read the plot descriptions of it usually. I mean, iTunes, the Apple movie trailers, which is where we get this off, they usually have the plot description down the bottom, and we should have probably read the one for Michael that we reviewed last episode.
But when people are in the cinemas watching trailers, or you watch trailers on TV, no one gives you any text to go by.
No, exactly. So you don't have anything to go by.
You have to base it on what the actual trailer is.
Yeah. Okay, then that justifies us not looking at the text then. So we don't really know what this is about, but it's very intriguing, and I'm interested. I'm definitely interested in this film. Very interested in it. But that's our trailers, limited as they are.
And it brings us on to the last film, Setup.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
In short, a group of friends get involved in a diamond heist. One of the friends turns on the other two. He thinks he's killed both of them, but 50 Cent survives.
Yeah, 50 Cent. Let's just give you an idea of how shit this movie is already.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it's got Bruce Willis in it, and he's very good.
Oh, Bruce was good in it.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I can say it right.
Tomato.
Willis Wallace. But he's very good in it, and he has the best bit he has in it is where he's where he's torturing that guy. He's torturing the water tank. He's torturing this guy in the water tank, and he just turns to the guy standing next to him and he just goes, "Did you see the game last night?" No. What was that penalty decision about? I was like, all this sort of stuff is really good.
Oh, I think he's dead.
And he laughs his head off. I think he's dead. The rest of the film, however, is so boring. It is not what it's not what I expected from this sort of film at all.
I think it did have a good pace. It was cheesy more than anything.
You got 50 Cent doing his religious stick again.
Again, it's another Saturday night film. You have a few mates around. Get a few beers.
But the thing is, though, unlike Abduction, which we talked about last episode, where there's lots of action, there's action that happens quite a lot.
Yeah.
There was hardly any action in this at
50
all.
50 Cent was trying to be emotional, you know. Yeah, you killed my friend.
Yeah, you killed... Yeah, but he kind of confronts him about 3 or 4 times before he actually kills him or does anything with him.
That's what I didn't understand. It's
the whole thing where he will suffer more now I've done this and everything, you know. But it was so boring, and you know, you had Ryan Philippe as this kind of egomaniac bad guy who's just like, yes, I've got loads of money, who cares? It's like his sister, I care, I could die, you know. You're dealing with mob bosses, I could die. It's just ridiculous. I didn't really get this film at all.
It's good for a laugh.
I didn't even think it was good for that. I was sitting there just like, get on with it already.
Cheesy acting. Bruce was on form. Continuity, well, there's a few continuity errors in there, but...
Were there? I didn't notice them. Please, divulge.
Well, like you said earlier, well, we can't give the ending away, but...
Oh well, yes, I suppose so, yes. Oh no, we talked about that before we started filming, didn't we? So yeah. Oh no, yeah, I remember. We can't tell you because ever since our first episode, we've been trying not to give spoilers out to films.
Yeah.
I think we failed on our first episode a little bit.
But putting that to one side, you can still trust us.
We don't want to ruin these films for you guys at all. You know, because if you haven't seen it, you want to know all the... I think we could have ruined some of these films really badly. Kill List, we could have ruined massively.
Well, yeah, let's not go down that route.
No.
Let's not go down that. We could have ruined this.
And we're going to!
If we'd said blah 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 blah, and then
if we said the Queen Mother dies. That's an old family joke. Sorry, I just get in there.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. But yeah, setup was. I'm just having a look at what I've
set up. It could have been so much more, but for what was produced and spawned out onto DVD,
for what I was assuming was an action film as well.
Better than I thought it would be.
It wasn't for me. I mean, I thought if you look at the DVD cover, it's all kind of like explosions and, you know, serious poses. Like, oh yeah, there's 50 Cent pose with a gun, looking really seriously over his shoulder.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, this looks like a really good action film. And it's not. There's hardly any action scenes in it at all. There's like a couple of fights and, you know...
I think it was trying to be a thriller. That's only what I think.
You say like it's trying to be a thriller. Otherwise, it's failing as being a thriller.
It failed.
It failed miserably as being a thriller.
Like I said, it was cheesy. That's what saved it for me. The cheesy acting, just the unbelievability of some of the scenes.
Oh, of a lot of the scenes,
yeah.
Man. I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous for most of it. And I don't know how much... Even though we really don't like this film, I mean, I don't like this film. I don't know what you think about it.
I'm just repeating myself now. You know, get some mates round Saturday night. You know,
we've at least had 2 films this week now that we just like get mates around and have a laugh at it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, and
that's what some films are there for.
It is what some films. I mean, you've got quite a lot of them sitting here in your collection. Imagine you must be quite the popular one.
No, I just love my B movies.
Oh yeah, you do. Actually, I've got 2 of your B. I've got the B movies to give back to you because I watched
Mega Shark.
I watched Mega Shark in Malibu,
wasn't it?
We're going completely off the review topic now. But yeah, I watched that and.
What do you think? Do you love the ending to it? Oh, it's beautiful, that ending.
They're all so happy about it.
Yeah.
Why? Mind you, not many people died in it. There's like 3 people. Oh no, actually no. Hang on, let me think. I'm trying to count now. There's like 5. I suppose 5 deaths in the. That's pretty standard, I guess. But even so, it didn't feel like it. They were all just really quick and snappy and.
Yeah.
Excuse the pun.
No, I'm not.
Don't make the noise, Anthony. Don't. But yeah, the setup. I really don't get it. I mean, I was expecting an action film.
Yeah.
I was talking about an action film. I was expecting an action film, just not happened at all.
There is some action in there.
Didn't work as a thriller though either. It wasn't very suspenseful.
I think it tried to be a thriller. It failed miserably. But
yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with it. I mean, I gave it a 3 overall. That's how thrilled with it I was. I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 5. the cheesy acting redeemed it.
I think you've been generous with your films this week.
No,
especially this one and Abduction.
No, Abduction, like I said, reminded me of Stormbreaker. But anyway, that was the last episode. Abduction. Set up. Oh, I'm just repeating myself now. The cheesy acting saved it for me. It's a fun film overall.
Well, you can't expect to watch a film with 50 Cent in it and not expect cheesy acting.
Well, no, but
yeah, well, it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Unless you got upgraded.
No, he's not a cyborg. He's been shot 9 times, but he's not a cyborg.
Trying to get his acting stuff upgraded.
Oh, I wish he would, because it would have made a much better film. I can't believe he's been shot 9 times. I mean, you think for the people that have actually shot him and just thought, why haven't you died?
Or a dramatic death sequence that takes up to 10 minutes, like, that's not time to give an emotional speech.
I can imagine if he's done that every single time he's been shot. He spent like an hour and a half there, like 10 minutes each shot shooting. He spent like an hour and a half just going, I will give this emotional speech. That must be amazing. Well, probably not for him, but
well, no. For more emotional death speeches he gives, the better he gets.
And yet he's still
We've
shit
gone
in
off on
this
such a
film.
tangent
Yes,
here.
I know we have, because there's really not a lot
Yeah.
much more to say about this film, other than it was shit.
It's worth watching at least once.
No, we've had this discussion before. Every film is not worth watching at least once.
No, I'm not going to mention it.
Oh dear. Yeah, I think we'll end the show there, shall we?
Brings the show to the end.
Yeah, we'll
Thanks
end
for
the
watching.
show. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Even though there's only there's not many people that watch it at the moment, but we appreciate every single person.
We appreciate
that
everyone who does watch it.
Yeah, and everyone who likes it. I mean, we got quite a few likes. Well, a couple of likes on the first couple of videos. Yeah, there's like 2 people on the first one, and then the previous couple of episodes, people have been liking it and giving it a thumbs up on YouTube. So I'm all very grateful for that. I mean, I
am too.
I was expecting like view count to be just zilch.
No, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and we hope we continue to entertain you in the future.
Take care.
Yeah,
see you next episode.
Yep, see you next week, guys. Bye. Oh, that got a little bit preachy in the end.